Hello, I'm Joel Olson, and I'm the PE teacher here at Reese Puffer High School, and we are going to be playing floor hockey. Um, we have a setup here in the gym. We have sets of goals on each side, along with the other side of the curtain. We also have 2 goals set up. We have 6 teams. 2 will be sitting out because of the number of kids that we have, and then the 4 teams are playing. Today happens to be the start of our playoffs, today and also Friday for the championship game as well. We usually run 2-week units for each of the sports that we do. So, as we get into what we are focusing on, and on the board over here, I have what our students are going to be doing. Students will demonstrate the knowledge of the rules, basic offensive and defensive strategies, and proper mechanics while playing a game of floor hockey. It's a semifinal game of our hockey tournament. As you can see, they're moving the ball pretty well, making good passes, working together as a team, try to score a goal. Winner of this will play the yellow team for the finals. Go. Okay, what are ABCs? Right, airway, breathing, circulation. Now with this, we also have to understand what the check part of the full check call carries. What are some things, you need some things that you might want to find out? Not yet. What are some things that you have to check way before you start even Not yet. Check the scene, right. You want to check the scene. Not the victim yet. We want to make sure before we get to that point, number 1 is to check the scene, right? We want to check for safety for ourselves and for the people involved, right? What are some other things we check? Okay, that makes some dangerous situation. Yes. Down power line, fire, could be whatever else, right? What are some other things we check?
So I don't go in front of just bend.
About people around? If they see anything? Checking bystanders? Anybody else around that can help us?
Check to see what led to.
Right, could lead to a problem. And also checking to make sure it's okay to. Right, so we have to make sure we get consent, right? So these are all things that are done within a few seconds, right? All right, so. That's great. We got Leo here. Okay, we already went for the check. We already went for the call. How would we check for responses? What are we going to do? Right. What's different about the little 5-month-old baby? What would you do? She's smaller, and how are you going to check for her responsiveness? And what else?
Putting it on my pants.
You still got to tap the shoulder. Okay. Just one more edit. Okay. What are you hoping to see when you check for responsiveness? What are you hoping to see?
when you're checking responsiveness, what are you gonna do? You're hoping to see what? If someone were to tap you on the shoulder, what would you probably do? Right. Okay, so you're hoping to see movement, right? You want to see that person, and if you tickle their feet, what do you think that your finger's going to do? Right, you move the legs. Okay, so you're checking for movement. Is it movement a sign of life?
Hey.
Okay. How would you open your airway? Very good. Yes, the head tilt, chin lift, exactly. When you check, Matt, what are you checking for? Also. Right, you're trying to see if there's any choking situation. Okay. Airway has to be open, right? Okay, when you do a lip test and feel, what are you going to do? Okay, you want to make sure you're facing what way though, so that you can see what. You have your head facing that way. You want to make sure you're looking this way because you want to be able to see the chest. Right, so go ahead and do it again. There you go. You want to be looking so you can feel, right? And you can also see the chest rising and falling. If those things are happening, we also have to look for one more thing to see what is that going to be. What are we going to do to check? Because breathing is one of them, but what's the other thing that we don't know? Well, we already asked if they're okay, and they were not responding. They're not breathing, but what's the other important thing? That pulse, right? So we want to find pulse. You can either find it on the arm, or you can find it on the wrist. So when you're doing a look, listen, and feel, what you would do is you would go ahead and check by checking the pulse. And that's going to tell you if they have a pulse, right? If they have neither one of them, then of course you know what to do, right? If there's just choking, they might still have a heart rhythm, but they might not be able to breathe. If they can't breathe, then they need rescue breaths, right? How long do you give rescue breaths for?
Rescue breaths for a second.
About a second, and make sure that the chest what? Okay, make sure it's rising and falling before you blow it back again. All right, what is the proper placement of your hands, whatever, for giving compressions to the infant? What do you do? How might you do that? Okay, now do you want to fix your fingers a little bit and do it again? Do you want to turn your hands so that you're actually this way? Okay, well, no, don't move the baby. Just want to make sure it's vertical. So your hand will be here, okay? And obviously you already did this. You want to make sure that you're vertical like this. Okay, there's the line, it's just below. Okay. How many times will you do this? 30. You have to do it 30 when you right, you do 2 rescue breaths. Now, when you do the rescue breaths, you're also going to be determined, hopefully, if you see a sign of life, you want the chest to rise and fall when you give the rescue breaths. If you don't, what are you going to do then? Okay, and how would we do that? Can you show me what technique that you would use? Go ahead. What technique do you use if you maybe see something? All right, you'll be swiping the pinky when you're looking for any type of object that you might see. Okay. All right, proper hand placement. All right, for giving CPR for this smaller, like 10-year-old, maybe even less than that. What do you do? This is like a 10-year-old. How would you place your hand giving compression? Okay, do you agree? Okay, off the side, she says. I agree with that. Okay, then what? Do you agree? Okay, now here's the determining factor. If the chest is small enough, you only need to use one hand. Okay? If the chest is quite large, you're going to have to use 2 hands. You're not strong to be able to get through. Now, let's just say that this is a smaller child, let's say 6-year-olds. How would you do it? And then where's the other hand going to be? On top of the forehead, keeping the airway open. And all you have to do is use one hand. Okay? All right, on yourself, show me how you place your hands on somebody that was needing assistance like for the Heimlich. You're going to give them the Heimlich. How would you actually place your hands on your, just do it on yourself so I can see. All right, so it's just above the belly button, right? And you have your fist side, right? Thumb right above there, and the hand here. It's gonna be inward and upward motion, and you do that how many times? Okay, when the back blows, you'll do that obviously first, but what do you have to make sure the person is? Right, so that means they'll be down in this position down here, so that the gravity helps pop it out. Okay? What do you have to also have to remember when you are giving somebody back blows? That's very important. What do you have to remember to do to the person? Support them, right? So you need to have your hand all the way across the front to be able to do that. Okay, next. AED. I love the AED here, huh? Okay? All right, so let's have you do it first. Let's say these are the pads, and they are the right pads. They're adult because this person's like 13 years old. How would we place those pads on the person? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? You are correct. Upper right and lower left of the victim. Correct. Now, when you have that happen, is it possible that there will be no need for any shock? Is it possible? Yes. There will be no shock advised, and why is it that there will be no shock advised? Those are some issues that would probably come up. They have a strong enough pulse. If they have a strong enough pulse, then I mean, there would be no need for shock. We have to also make sure that that person, as you said, is not anywhere near water. Why? Because you burn the person, right? And the words want to be effective. The pads also have to be on what? On the chest. Got to be dry. Right. Got to be dry. Right. Got to make sure that it's dry, and you cannot use any type of whites that will be flammable. Right. All right. Let's have Jaden. Let's have you put the pads on this infant that's 6 months old. How would we do that?
One would be here.
Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Why did you put one in the front and one in the back? Okay, no, I probably don't want to do that. We want to make, yeah, exactly. The chest is too small, and in order to be able to be effective, making sure you don't touch, because that can cause problems. Because you don't make a shot. Analyzation. Why is it important for us to not touch the person?
When the AED analyzes, it might analyze 2 heartbeats instead of 1.
Okay, and other problems that might occur will be what? The shock might not work at all, or whatever, and they might have to. You also have to make sure it's plugged in properly, all that good stuff. When dealing with somebody that is in shock, what do you think you might need to have for somebody that might be chilled? What do you have to do for somebody that was in shock? Leo's in shock. Okay, Leo's in shock. He had a major trauma. What do you probably want to do? Right. So you want to make sure you do this, obviously, and you're going to cover that person up, right? And also, you have to do something with feet, right? You want to make sure, if you can, if they're not going to be hurt, you want to make sure the feet are elevated too. It helps with the circulation. Okay, make sense? All right. Thank you, girls.